Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the road to 2K subscribers. We are so close. It would help out a lot if you could hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure to follow my Twitch link in bio because we are starting my streamer journey soon.
Sunrise.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just come out of one of the probably best directs in recent years. I do have to say, I absolutely loved this direct. We've got some great announcements coming in 2021. Lots of little niche games that I thought would never come back, such as Advance Wars. Who was expecting Advance Wars to come back in 2021? Not only that, but we've got a new WarioWare, a new Mario Party, we've got a new Metroid. Unfortunately, Breath of the Wild 2 isn't going to be coming out this year. I think most of us were expecting it to be pushed into 2022 when they didn't show us gameplay in February, but it's fine. We've got a new gameplay trailer. I want them to take their time. Without further ado, I thought we'd make a little, deep dive into the trailer. If I do find out anything else, I may do an update video because bear in mind, this is sort of an hour after the initial trailer was dropped. So let's take a look. At first, we start off with pretty much, a similar vibe to the first trailer itself. They show sort of this deep underground setting, which I'm not sure if they are going to do a full underground Hyrule. Because we know we're in the skies now. We know we've got the ground. But are they going to do underground too? You see Zelda falling into the cliffs there. Who knows where she's going. But yeah, we open up with this great shot, which gives me such Skyward Sword vibes. Link, it seems like, can glide free fall whatever without just using the paraglider. He's got a new hairstyle. He's got some new clothes. Those clothes really do look cool. It definitely gives like a sort of old school kind of vibe, back in the olden days, BC kind of days. It looks really cool. And of course, we've got these floating islands. Now, at first, I was a bit worried. I thought, are they only going to be doing in the sky like Skyward Sword? No. They are going to be doing the typical Hyrule on the ground as well from Breath of the Wild 1, which is good. So the more to explore, the merrier. We see Link there on a paraglider. It does look slightly different. It's got those things flying out the back there. I'm not sure what they are. We've got a new shield here. We've got another new outfit. Some boots and everything. It looks really cool. And then if we go a little further, same outfit there. I'm trying to look at the weapon he has. It looks kind of similar. The holder with the arrows, that's definitely new. That wasn't there before. It's really cool how they've added that in. New animals there maybe, but this enemy right here, I have no idea what it was. After the years of me playing Zelda, I have to say I have no idea what this creature is. Maybe it's an old one sort of remade. So correct me in the comments if that's an existing creature, but I've never seen it before. And this part is interesting. The bokoblins have horns on their head, which is a neat addition. And they've got their little base thing, wooden base thing on a stone talus, which again is also going to make the bokoblins and the talus more challenging in general, which is really cool. I'm just taking a look in the background here, the trees look a little different, kinda. I think some of the areas here in the background, again, kind of looks different. I'm trying to think exactly where this is. Maybe it's sort of central Hyrule here, I'm thinking. But let's carry on. There's not much else to see here. Oh, and the outfit Link's wearing. That looks like a beefed up version of the old champion's top, in my opinion. And this is, again, we get to see more of Link's power. So in the first trailer, we got a little tease at it. But here, it kind of confirms to me this looks like the Sheikah Slate. This looks like the Sheikah Slate is implemented into his arm. This little repel sort of ability kind of gives me the stasis vibes. Maybe it's stasis just upgraded, or maybe it's a completely different one. But we see him throwing the spike ball into the enemies here. I'm trying to get a look at the moblins there as well. Do they look different? Looks like they've got that horn going out of their head as well, which is interesting. And then we see there he's got like a fire power. I think that's a completely different weapon on his arm. Because I think on the right arm is this sort of Sheikah power thing. Yeah, we see it on the right arm there. So it looks like you can get two different weapons on two different arms, which is interesting. A completely new weapon type, I guess. Yeah, look, you can see it's kind of like a animal creature on his arm. Stone animal thing. And then he shoots it there at that floating little arm thing. I'm not sure what that is. This part, I still don't know what it exactly is. It looks like it could be an enemy. We see the water just absorb there. Or it looks like it could be another power from Link where he can absorb water and maybe shoot it out like we saw with the fire there. Who knows? This part, again, we see Link in the sky here. We see him sort of going through the ground and everything. So another power up on that arm Sheikah Slate thing, maybe. It seems like he's got a hell of a lot of new powers. And also this part here not only shows how many different islands are going to be floating in the sky. It seems like it's just parts of Hyrule that have lifted up into the sky. So it'll be interesting to see how that looks on the floor, on the ground, I should say, where the pieces of rock or land may be missing. Is it just going to be a big hole leading to nowhere? You just fall down and die? Is it going to lead underground? Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. But this part here gets me really excited. One complaint for a lot of people in the first Breath of the Wild was the lack of dungeons. The original shrines were good, but they were just basically mini dungeons. There were a hell of a lot of them, but they were just mini dungeons. They didn't give the same Zelda vibe. This right here, this little island, it seems like that is a traditional dungeon, in my opinion. The entrance, everything, it looks like a traditional dungeon, which excites me. It seems like the dungeons are back. Whether they'll all be in the sky or not, I don't know, but it is exciting to see that they're back. And that's pretty much it. We just see Hyrule Castle getting lifted out of the sky again. It seems like Hyrule itself is going to be sort of in the same state as it was in Breath of the Wild, which is, you know, cool. Unfortunately, I kind of wanted some of it to be rebuilt. I'm just trying to look here, because at this shot, these towers right down here in the bottom left next to my cam, I don't know if they were there originally. I'm trying to figure out what that is. It looks like a village. It does look like a village. It's got a few towers there. I don't know if they're houses or if they are rocks. I don't know. It could be Hyrule Town sort of rebuilt a little bit because it's close to Hyrule Castle, obviously. But at the same time, it might just be the same old map. They might have not changed much of the original map and focused mainly on the sky area. But that's about it, man. That's about all of the deep dive I can say. 2022, that's when the game's coming out. Maybe we'll just run it back one more time and see. The sky area is really going to excite me. It's going to add a lot to the game. It's going to be interesting to see how you can control Link free falling. It is really going to be interesting because this first opening scene here, it looks amazing. It looks like Skyward Sword 2. It looks like Skyward Sword 2. Maybe it's going to take a lot of inspiration from Skyward Sword. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see how we sort of fly around, because how are we going to reach the islands that are higher? Like, for example, here, that big island in the top left there. How are we going to reach that? Is it going to be that ability where we sort of go through the ground a little bit? Is it going to be like a Rivali's Gale type thing where we fly in the air a lot? Is there going to be a lot of wind gusts coming up in the air? What kind of enemies are we going to expect to see flying around in the sky? When we're flying around to another island, are there going to be some enemies troubling us? Or is it just going to be the goblins and moblins and stuff on the ground, on the land? Interesting to see. That right there, is that another temple? Yeah, that looks like it could be like another temple, like dungeon kind of building. It looks like it, at least. You see in the right there next to Lonk? Maybe. I still don't know what that enemy is. I really don't know. It looks like that's another dungeon temple like building in the background there. Did you see that? That's definitely like another temple building. So whether or not these are actual dungeons or they're just like the sort of forgotten temples that we saw in Breath of the Wild, which wasn't really much to it. It wasn't a dungeon like, it was just a temple building. Interesting. Very interesting. That was sort of like a quick, dive into Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Bear in mind, I've not looked at any other people's opinions and stuff, so I'm just kind of going off of what I can see here, because literally, if you look at the time, it's only been like an hour since we had the previous, the trailer actually dropped. So who knows? Maybe we'll find out more soon. Maybe some people who know a bit more about, this series in general will look into it and see some more things we don't know. But it looks really interesting from what I can see. I can't wait to see more gameplay. I think this is going to be a solid title, man. Especially as, it's going to be keeping the same Hyrule on the ground. It's going to be adding more in the sky. Hopefully we get to dive into underground a little bit, which it seems like they kind of are hinting at. We saw it in the first trailer. We saw it a little bit here at the start. At least, if not, we don't get to explore the full underground. We'll explore some caves and stuff like that. So Breath of the Wild 2 looks dope. I can't wait to try out these new features, see more about the game in general. Make sure to subscribe. I've uploaded a bunch of reactions if you want to see my initial reaction to the game trailer and all the other trailers that we saw in E3's Direct today. Make sure to watch them. Make sure to look out for future videos, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Sunrise.